Okay, so I'm nervous. I'm nervous to do my own show, but I'm doing it. I'm conquering the fear. And here we fucking go. Whoa. Welcome back to Live with the Roxy. We have been on a 3-week hiatus, a hiatus that was definitely not announced. And I am not really going to talk about it. I'm going to talk a little bit about it because I always try to be as upfront and honest with you guys as I possibly can. And then I'm going to move on to talk about why I'm really back, which is the shitstorm that is taking place on this earth right now. But I'm happy to be back with you guys. I'm feeling really nervous and anxious about it. I woke up this morning and I just knew today was the day. And I thought that I thought last week was gonna be the day. It wasn't. I thought Monday was gonna be the day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They weren't. So today's the day and I am back. I don't know what that looks like. I'm gonna do the show as often as I can and want to. So here's what I'll give you guys. A lot of you guys know, a lot of you guys think you know what happened to me, and a lot of you guys have no idea what happened to me. And those of you guys who think you know what happened have no idea what fucking happened. But I am not in a mental place right now that I can actually speak about what took place. And so I ask for your guys' respect during this time as I have been completely violated and in danger. And it's been a really, really trying time. And I am now just mentally trying to be in a place where I can even be on air with you guys. If you know anything about what I'm referring to, again, I appreciate if you keep it respectful. And there will be a time in my life in which I do own my truth and completely talk about what has happened to me for the last few weeks and what my life has looked like. That time is just not today. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I love you even more. I'm grateful to anybody who has no idea what's been going down, because you guys are the ones that make me feel like it's safe to go outside. So do me a favor and try to be the best people that you guys can be, and just respect my wishes. Don't go out looking for things. Don't try to find things that you might not be privy to, and know that I will talk to you guys when I'm ready to. And I just am not there today. So that's as much as I'm going to address that right now. I started doing the World Girls again because Dee and Steph make me feel really safe, and I didn't want to be gone from you guys that long. Also, as you guys know, this is my job, and so I've now taken 3 weeks off of work, which when you're an 1099 gal, an independent contractor, that's a really challenging position to be in. And so at some point I had to put on my big boy pants, my big girl pants, sack the fuck up, and get back to work. And so here I am today. I also decided that I wanted to come back during this time, like I just mentioned, because talk about a little bit of perspective. I have had a really, really bad month, undeniably bad by anybody's standards. If you guys knew what was going on, that would be undeniable. However, certainly I'm not waking up to missiles, and I'm not a trans kid living in Texas. And those are things that are going on the earth right now that I think if you are a person watching the show, if you're a rock star, if you're a world friend, if you have a soul, those are things that are affecting you. And so, as you guys know, while this is my job, you guys are also my community. You're my people. You have my heart. And I have felt so disconnected from the planet when I'm not speaking to you guys because it's been it's been 3 weeks and I've never gone 3 weeks ever without talking to you guys since I started Live at the Roxy, and in 12 years of being an internet personality, I've never gone 3 weeks without doing a show. So, it's definitely felt very isolating, and I don't know who you guys have been turning to. Hopefully, there have been other people on the internet, your friends, your family, your loved ones that you've been talking to, but I decided today enough was enough, and I really just wanted to come back and talk to you guys about the world and check on you guys and make sure you were doing okay. I know that it's a relative term right now. So today is just about that. I'm going to take Streamlabs super chats. I've got a little bit of a Roxy's uh, advice corner. I want to talk about, of course, what's going on with the Russian-Ukrainian war and the Russian invasion of Ukraine. I want to talk about fucking Abbott and what's happening with our LGBTQIA youth in Texas and in America. And I want to talk to you guys about what's going on with you. So, as fun as all those fucking topics sound, I know that we can't just keep if you're like me, your last 48 hours at least, you haven't slept. You've been nonstop looking at the news. You've been listening to if you live in this country, you've been listening to Biden speak, or you've been listening to the Ukrainian president and that incredible moving speech that he gave translated. And and you have been nonstop checking Twitter and Instagram for updates on what's happening on the "Don't Say Gay" ban, and what a time to be dealing with this after a 2-year pandemic. And I say after a 2-year pandemic as if we're not still in it, which of course we fucking are. So, just as a reminder, and I'm sure you've heard this from some of the people in your life, but in case you have not, if you're not feeling great right now, that makes sense. The world is in a wee bit of shambles, and it's a very challenging time to navigate being human, keeping up your relationships, whether that's because you're a parent, a lover, a partner, a kid, what any relationships, holding down a job when we are oftentimes at work doing trivial bullshit, and then there are wars going on, and that's obviously where our mind is. Getting any of your obligations done, like paying your bills or grocery shopping, just mundane tasks. All of that right now is so hard because we are just lived slash are living through a global pandemic. What's happening in Ukraine is fucking disgusting. And what's happening if you live in the States with our queer youth is fucking horrifying. And so when you have to be when you're watching the news because you want to be an educated and informed person, and you're hearing Putin make up lies about a country saying there's a genocide there, we'll get into the whole thing, but when you're hearing that, and then your boss is telling you to like deliver the paperwork or whatever your version of that is, it can be a time in which we're all like, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Which is not the move, of course. But if you're feeling on edge, if you're feeling an extreme amount of anxiety, if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling sad, if deeper than that, if you're feeling depressed, well, just remember, no shit, bro. And I don't say that to minimize it. I say it to so you can just take that. If you have one thought in your mind, like, why am I hurting right now? But why am I hurting? People, the people in Ukraine are fucking hurting. The Russian citizens that have nothing to do with their government that are fucking protesting what their government is doing, they're fucking hurting. How can I be hurting right now? Get that thought out of your mind, because if you're an empath, or again, if you have a soul at all right now, you have fucking feelings. So it's a very good time to be easy on yourself. While all that being said, it's also a really good time to be kind to others and easy on others. We're not going to play a perfect game right now. There are times in life where you can. Right now is not one of them. You got to try not to snap at people, but if somebody snaps at you, got to also try to be forgiving, because we're not playing a perfect game, because there's so many fucking things going on that how could a normal person not be feeling things right now, feeling deep rooted things. So take any kind of weight off your shoulder that you shouldn't be sad or depressed because it's not happening to you. And just remember that we are one planet. We're one planet. And we're all, any of these issues are affecting humans. And if you're watching this show, unless you're the dog in the corner, you're a fucking human being. This is happening to other humans on our planet, planet Earth. I'm not talking about one nation like the United States. I'm not talking about NATO. I'm not talking about any, we're on the same planet, one planet. Unless you're an alien who's living here in a blue reptilian person. Everybody keeps saying not to make jokes about this time. That wasn't a joke about this time. That was for Steph Sabra, a fellow blue reptilian whisperer. So let's talk about all those things. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for being here. I know that when I decided not to broadcast for 3 weeks, I lost a lot of you guys. And I'm really sorry that I am not able to talk about now why. And I'm really sorry that I wasn't able to give you guys a timeline. And a lot of you guys messaged me how abandoned you felt. And that fucking killed me, because it was absolutely not my intention. But they tell you that you have to put your mask on the airplane if it's going down before helping others. And I hope that you guys believe when I say that I was doing everything I could to put my own mask on the last 3 weeks. And if you've lost trust in me being here and have gone elsewhere, or this isn't your show anymore, well, then you're not even hearing this. So I guess I'm preaching to the choir. For those of you guys who did stay, thank you for sticking with me, even when I took a little bit of time. So I appreciate you guys. Speaking of you guys, let's talk to you. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, super chat in. Thank you for welcoming me back, and thank you for being kind in the chat. I could really use it today. Paul Tutillo says, Roxy, he was my first super chat back. Thanks, Paul. I appreciate you. It's nice to just have the exclamation points. Bryce Ratliff says, I don't know what happened because I've been out of the TWG loop because work, but I hope things are better, and I'm glad you're back. Love you so much, Queen. Thank you, Bryce. And I'm happy to hear that. And thank you for sending in that super chat. You fucking rule. You rule. And all of you guys who are in here. I don't even, because I haven't been doing this show for quite a bit, I don't even have Streamlabs pulled up. So we will log into all of that together with all my new logins. Okay, let's see what's going on in the Streamlabs. All right, coming through. Today is February 25th, which means the first Streamlabs of the day is coming from Lloyd Nance. Before I get to that, in the time that I've been off, shout out to Glenn Caesar, who sent me a few Streamlabs, to Christian Hardesty, who sent me a really great Streamlabs, and to Lloyd Nance, who did as well. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for doing that. John Get Bent as well. Thank you for helping me get through the times in which I was not here. So to the first Streamlabber of the day, who was my first super chatter ever, Lloyd Nance says, Roxy, I've missed you. Thanks, Lloyd. Thanks for being here, honey. Mark Jason Ali with that big support. Thank you, Mark. I've taken quite a bit of time to breathe, and so coming back to that really helps. He says, welcome back. You've been missed. I've had no idea what's gone on, and I won't be looking. Thank you, Mark. That's what good, sensitive people do. It's up to you to talk about it when you want to. Always have my support and friendship. You got this. How's your family? Thanks for asking. My family's doing okay. Papo fell, but he's okay. And working, I hadn't seen my grandparents for the longest time that I've ever gone, not seeing them in 12 years. And finally, I got to see them again this week. And that was really nice. And Grammy and I actually, we dealt with a lot of uh, like bank type of shit for her. But then we got our nails did. So I'm pink. Grammy said, "That's very girly." I said, "I'm very girly." She said, "No, you're not." I think I'm very girly. I don't even know what that fucking means anymore. But, if we're talking about like conventionally or like traditionally girly things, I like pink. So what makes somebody girly? Is that? I also like what's a manly color? Because is it blue? Because I like blue. So maybe I'm very girly and very manly. It's 2022. Get with it, Graham. I can be girly and a lot of other things. All right, going back in. So my family's okay. Thank you for asking. Glenn Caesar says in the Streamlabs, hello and a good Friday. And WB to you, Roxy. What is a WB? Weekend bash? I don't know. Well wishes to you. Peace bunnies and good stuff to you, your dad, Jet Sky, Grammy Papo, and your family. Be most excellent. To yourself, RJ, because you've earned simply by being you. You're more than enough. Thank you, Glenn. Apollo 3JP. Hi, Apollo. He says, fam, just popping by to say, hope all is well. Stay safe out there. Shit is crazy. Fuck Russia. They can catch these hands. Solidarity with the Ukrainian people. On a lighter note, I just got some comedians into JFL this year. Nice win for your boy. Drinks. Shoot that shot, Apollo. What a wild thing. JFL, what the fuck is that? I don't know what the JFL is. Let me know. Maybe I'm not hip. Glenn Caesar says, thank you, Roxy, and everyone who's battling for choosing to. Thank you for showing up and being a support for the people around you whenever, however you can. Doing so, even when it's tough, makes you a winner. In the meantime, I hope you and the world feels more love. Thank you. Garth McMurray says, take all the time you need for yourself. Don't worry about us. We can stand on our own. Love you, miss you. Take care of yourself. Keep on keeping on. Thanks, Garth. Austin Kramer says, love you, Roxy. Thanks, Austin. Sean says, welcome back, Roxy. Glad to see you this afternoon. Best wishes and lots of love for you. Thank you, Sean. Greg T says, missed you as always. Appreciate you being here, even if the world is on fire. Welcome back. Thank you, Greg. Thank you to everybody. And to some of these nice messages. They really mean a lot to me. To you guys in the chat as well. I appreciate you all. What y'all want to talk about? Should we talk about what the fuck's going on in Ukraine? I read a whole thing today about, and this is me every day now, reading up. And I read a whole thing about like which terminology to use and which not to use, and don't call it this, do call it this, and don't say this, do say this. So I'm going to do the best I can, but if I misspeak, I misspeak, and y'all know where my heart is. And I don't think everybody should be speaking on issues they don't know. And I'm not sitting here telling you I'm some kind of expert on European politics or on why the Ukraine has not been accepted into NATO or what year it was in which they 30 years ago, what date it was that they became their own country or what. I'm not sitting here pretending to be some kind of expert. I'm just a person on the planet who's educated and has read up on the matter and has a heart and feels what you guys feel, which is that this is fucking atrocious what's happening. There's a lot of strange Jewish ties to the situation too that I can talk about a little bit because that's the part that I feel the most just speaking on. But I don't think there's a single person in here who's watching this and doesn't feel like Putin is the scum of the fucking earth, and the lies that he's telling are resulting in a war and the murder of so many innocent people, not just in Ukraine, but innocent Russian people who disagree with their government and are brave enough to protest in the streets. That what Putin is doing is so fucked up. When you watch something like this, when you're looking at this, and if you are somebody who's observing the situation, if you're a watcher, you're not somebody who this is affecting firsthand, and you're not somebody that's affecting firsthand in terms of the fact that you don't live in the Ukraine or Russia or any of the neighboring countries, or you don't have family there right now, right? I look at this, and it doesn't feel like this could possibly be something taking place in 2022. How could it be possible that in 2022, with all of the resources that we have, with all the technology we have, a leader could lie to their people and tell them that there is a genocide going on in the Ukraine, and that there are Nazis there, and that they need to go and kill the Nazis and take back Ukraine? And obviously different words than that, but essentially that. How? How can we how in 2022 could that be possible? That could be being said. I've talked to you guys many times before about the risks of using the word Nazis. Obviously, this is a very different situation, but this week I have heard a lot of people throw out the term Nazi when talking about Abbott. They're calling him a Nazi, and that this is a Nazi regime. What's happening in Texas? It's fucking disgusting what's happening in Texas, but it is not Nazism. People are using the word Nazi when it comes to Trump. People have called him a Nazi many times. When anything goes wrong, people on the left, people on the right, people all over say they're Nazis. And that is, it's really bad because it's being misused and misrepresented. But this is when it escalates to this extent. I something that I don't know if you guys know about, but the Ukrainian president is a Jew. He's a Jew whose family was murdered in the Holocaust. His grandfather's 3 brothers were all killed in the Holocaust, and his grandfather fought in the war. Um, and he's he's being accused of leading a Nazi regime. You can't be Jewish and a Nazi and have your family have been murdered in the Holocaust, and yet you're leading a Nazi regime. It doesn't make any fucking sense, and this is why their president is saying things like, "Putin, how the fuck could I be a Nazi? How could I be?" So we know that what's not happening here is logic, and that's what's frustrating for people like me and you guys, because Putin is a sociopath. He is a person who this is not logical. This is sociopathic and dangerous, and he needs to be stopped. I'm not a person in power, and I'm not a person in a position to say what the United States should be doing in this case, or what you guys at home should be doing. Of course, as you guys have seen, as I have on Instagram and all of the places, there's a lot of different places that you can donate funds to help the Ukrainian people, or help Ukrainian people. I keep hearing it both ways. Some people keep calling it Ukraine. Some people keep saying the Ukraine, or Ukrainian people, or the Ukrainian people, the like the United States, but you wouldn't call it the Russia. So I don't know. I've been corrected both ways. Again, that's kind of why I said I don't want to step in it today, but by using incorrect terminology. But the whole point of this conversation is just to show that like you cannot fight illogic with logic. And that is so fucking scary. It's just so fucking scary what's happening over there. And you see children that are hiding in bunkers right now, and you guys have seen the same images I have of people trying to flee, people trying to get out of the country, and there being no traffic going one way and jam-packed traffic going another way, and people not being safe being there. And elderly people, people my grandmother and grandfather's age, that have been displaced from their homes, that have had um, bombs and missiles go off in them, and they're on benches outside, and there's nowhere for them to go. And we're watching this, and it looks like wartime, because it is, because it's a war. And it's hard to believe, it's hard to stomach, and it's hard to see those images and feel helpless, like there's nothing we can do. One of the things that people are talking about is encouraging whatever country you live in to accept Ukrainian refugees during this time. I know that uh, for all of the issues that Israel does have, Israel has set up several different methods for people to get people out of Ukraine into Israel. And there's a lot of different countries that are trying to help with this. And so we can encourage our countries to do that. We can try to donate and get help for people who end up losing all of their resources and providing safe spaces for them. But we are a little bit helpless. If you are sitting at your computer right now and you are not there and you are not a politician and you're just like me sitting at home watching all this on TV, we are a little bit helpless. And it's fucking horrifying. I guess that's the whole point of what I'm saying. I guess this is not one of those times where I'm like, here's what we should do. This is just one of those, this is what's happening. We're going to keep talking about it. It's fucking awful. We're going to keep the hope, and we're going to root for our Ukrainian brothers, sisters, people to survive this. It's fucking horrifying. Let me go into the Streamlabs, see what's going on with you guys. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. What is happening with my rock stars? It's been a minute since I've been able to say that. It feels good to at least be able to talk to you guys. John Get Bent sent an exclamation point. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. Jake Yakavetta says, so glad to see you back, my friend. Thanks, Jake. We'll always be here for you. Much love to you and your family, even Jet, LOL. And you're right. The world is on fire. It sucks feeling like there's nothing I can do about it, especially states like Texas and Florida. Yep, and we're going to talk about them in a second. Absolutely. Apollo 3JP says, just for laughs, comedy festival. Oh, just for laughs, comedy festival. Huh. Also, regarding what's happening in the world right now, it's almost as if the real enemy is China/Russia and not your neighbor with a differing opinion. Just a thought. But let's make sure to check Putin's old tweets. What I will say about that, Apollo, and thank you for your comment, and I completely get where you're coming from, but as a slight tweak, I want to remind everybody, in the same way that when Trump was president, the people I did not feel spoken for by him. The people are not their government. And a lot of my Israeli friends, right, when everything was happening and is continuing to happen, and has been happening for years with Israeli-Palestinian conflict, the people are not the government. And in Russia, the people are not their government. And we have to remember that, because if you guys are watching what I'm watching, you have seen thousands and thousands of Russian people protesting in the streets because they are not okay with what their government is doing. So I try to avoid saying things like Russia's the enemy, because while Putin is clearly the enemy, Russia is comprised of Russians, and there are so many Russian people who this is unacceptable. It's unacceptable what's happening to them and for them. And a lot of them are going to lose their lives if this war continues like it's looking like it is going to. And that is fucking sad and horrifying. And so let's just remember that the people are not their government. And if you've ever lived under a government that you didn't feel spoken for by, then we have to practice that same grace for other people who are living in different places. Danny Koss, like Lost, says, thanks for Ukraine and brave Russian protesters. Yeah, absolutely. Andrew Thomas says, welcome back. Always sexy and kind, Roxy. I missed your live streams and you. I missed you guys, and thank you for welcoming me back. I really appreciate you. Shout out to my girl, Janine. Did I just see you in here? I see people saying hi, Janine, so I'm assuming you're here. Hi, my love. Hi, Janine. Hi, babe. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Danny says they've already arrested the protesters. I know. Which is fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. Jake says, glad to see Danny Koslik lost stuck. Some things just steel trap. Other things, whoop. And I guess that is the name of my memoir in 2022. John Bainbridge in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, welcome back, Roxy. Missed you and all the rock stars. Thank you. Appreciate you saying that. And thank you for the Streamlabs and anybody who is supporting me during this time. It means the fucking world, especially after the time that I've had to take off. And I do say had to because that is the truth of the situation. Okay. Speaking of really not fun things to fucking talk about, let's look at our own country for a second. And many of you guys don't live in the United States, so it's not your country. But this is where I live, and this is my fucking country. And this is one of the things that's happening in it. And that is fucking disgusting. We are a country divided, that is for sure. And again, people are not their government. I have some friends from Texas, some of you guys from Texas, who wholeheartedly disagree with what Texas is doing. Same thing with Florida. And the people are amazing. What's happening in those places is fucking repulsive and appalling. And what fucking year is this? If you guys have not been paying attention at all, Florida's House of Representatives passed a bill on Thursday that would prohibit classroom discussion about sexual orientation or gender identity in the state's primary schools. And in Texas, gender affirming care is effectively banned. Trans kids can be removed from their parents' custodies and put into state custody because having trans children is considered child abuse. And teachers, doctors, and authority must report them to the state or face prosecution if they find out that a child is trans or that the parents are aware that they are trans. When this is a real genuine, like, this is all I've been thinking about for the last 3 weeks as I've been myself going through hell. We all, not most of us, all of us that are alive today have lived through a global pandemic. The reason I specify that is because a lot of times people are comparing this to 9/11, which I don't understand why we have to compare tragedies all the time. They're different things, but let's just take that comparison for a second. 9/11 was a horrific event that took place. And the repercussions lasted for years, still last today, of course. But people talk about 9/11 as if it had a day-to-day effect on every single person on the planet, and that it did not. It also was a terrorist attack. And so there was evil and good. This is a global pandemic, which could more similarly be equated to a natural disaster. But every person on the planet lived through it and has been living through it. So anybody we're talking to right now, any of our friends, our family, anybody who is of age to speak, just lived through and is living through a global pandemic in which at some point they were isolated. Very likely they got sick, or definitely somebody they know got sick. Most likely many people they knew died. There is no chance a single person on the planet is not aware that we are in a fucking pandemic. Even if they deny that it's a fucking pandemic, they know what's happening in the world. Imagine going through this time of loneliness, of losing your job, of losing your house, of not being able to pay rent, of being fucking dead ass alone, of not being able to support your children, of trying to get government assistance and them not fucking helping you, of having to move and sell your shit, whatever you've been going through for the last 2 years, of dealing with everything. And then coming out on the other end of that and deciding, you know what we need to do? You know what fucking matters? We need to try to rip trans kids from their parents who accept and appreciate them for who they are, because that's child abuse. I understand I'm live right now and I just went silent on air. I get it. But like, how is it possible that you could come? I don't know how you could ever feel this way, but you lived through the same 2 years that we all just lived through, which was fucking hell. And then you come out and you're like, nope. What we have to do is take away the right for people to live their truth. People who are hurting no one. People who are hurting no one. People who are not even affecting other people. They are just minding their own business, living their own life, being queer, gay, trans, lesbian, bi, whatever they are, however they were born. That's what they're being. And there are people who came out on the other end of this fucking global pandemic and they see what's going on with the Russian-Ukrainian war. And they see what's happening in the planet and they're like, all right, you know what I'm going to do when I wake up today? I'm going to wake up today and I'm going to try to fuck up some children's lives. What kind of person are you? What kind of person are you? How did we, when I say we're all human beings, I don't feel as if you are a human being, Abbott. How could you be a person? How can you be a person and have lived through the 2 years we just lived through and came out and decided, nope, I'm going to choose to say that it's we got to go after the parents. And any teacher or any doctor who knows, we're going to prosecute the fuck out of them because it's trans people who are the problem. And we got to get them while they're young. And that's child abuse. It's not the kids that are bullies in school that we should be talking to their parents. It's the kids who are bullied in school. What's your fucking logic? What's your fucking logic? There's no world in which there's any conversation we have in which I get where you're coming from. And how could you not understand where we're all coming from? Because if you watch this show, you know what's going on in Texas and in Florida is fucking bullshit. Because not one of you guys who's a rock star disagrees with that. Because if you did, you're not a rock star. And I know that's I get that. I'm supposed to be inclusive, but like the only thing we're intolerant of is intolerance. And if you think that trans children should be taken from their parents' homes for being trans and that their parents are practicing child abuse, what room do I have for you to be here? Like, what the fuck? That's what you figured out? It's like there's this country always 3 steps forward, 4 steps back, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Even if it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back. I know this is just chalking it up to like, and I hope this doesn't sound insensitive, but like, I'll use abortion because that's easy to be sensitive with, I guess. I thought we figured out abortion already. As a country, we decided that a woman has a right to choose. Okay, we did that. That happened. We already made that decision. And then it keeps coming up and it's like, but do they? Yes, because we already decided. Remember, we decided that one. We already went through all the rigmarole. We jumped through the hoops. We proved that woman's body, woman choice. Do you not remember that? I thought we already decided. about the LGBTQIA community and that they should have all the same rights that all the straight people have. Didn't we already fucking decide that? What are these? What the fuck is this? Why are we going backwards? I'm just looking forward to the day in which people don't even have to come out anymore because who the fuck cares? Because live whatever life you want to live. Be whatever gender you are. I don't give a flying fuck what you choose to be or what you are or how you feel. That's fucking great. Fuck whoever you consensually want to fuck. I don't care if that's the person with the same anatomy, same identifying, different identifying. I don't care. Why would I fucking care about that? And when I say I don't care, I don't mean I don't care, then I'm not going to fight for them because of course I am because they need people to fight for them. And as a person who finds herself under that rainbow somewhere, you better fucking believe it. But when I say I don't care, I mean, why would that bother me? I think you have to be a certain kind of fucked up for it to bother you how somebody identifies. Has nothing to do with me. What? Child, not child, adult. Why would that have anything to do with me? Why would I care about that? Abbott, why do you care about that? And energy and resources and brain capacity on? It's fucking disgusting. Fucking disgusting. No, again, very fun welcome back show. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Super chat in. Send love in the chat to all of our fellow LGBTQIA brothers, sisters, friends, family. What a fucking crazy time to be a trans person in Texas under the age of 18. I mean, and also trans person anywhere in the world and also over the age of 18, but specifically that, what the fuck? Curtis Mason in the Streamlabs says, welcome back, Roxy. We all need to take time for ourselves sometimes. I've learned to not get offended when people kind of disappear for a little bit. It's important to take care of your own stuff before we can help others so we can be strong for them. I think my track record also shows that I would never disappear without having to. And that's kind of all I can say for right now. Glenn Caesar says, Roxy WB, welcome back. Oh, thank you for taking the time you need in order to fight for yourself and make sure that you're good and can be/do good for yourself and the world around you. You're setting such a great example for us rock stars and the world around you. Thank you, Roxy, for doing your best to shine and glow and radiate in each of your days, your weeks, your months, and even your years. You've been there for me and us when the rain starts to fall. Thank you for being you always and in all ways. Hashtag being an anomaly. I missed those, Glenn, although I got your messages. So it was good to be able to see those in my time away. So that. Thanks to everybody being in here. Everybody sending rainbows and purple hearts and all of that right now. We love the queer community and this is so fucked up and we don't stand for it. And we strongly and firmly stand against it. Silu Bonino, John Bainbridge, Brittany Parker, just some shout outs because I haven't been here. Mohammed Belsin, G. Smith, Elsie, Asparan, Darth Knight, B. Lee, my girl Brandy's back. Yes, Brandy. Jake Yacovetta, King Sport Cal, Andrew Thomas, Michael Ripley, Ambling Soul, Sumner 2100, Rick Bocanegra, Liam Evans, Twinkle Star 86, my girl Janine Bryce, Helsing 7747, Steve Cauldron, Ryan Payne. Thank you all for being here and for talking about some of these really tough topics with me. I've got one more tough one that I want to get to, and then any other Streamlabs or Super Chats, I would be happy to read aloud before we get out of here. Okay. So things that I can't fully get into, but we'll get into a little bit. This is for you men out there. This one's for the men. Because women, you already know. And men, some of you don't. If you tell a woman how is best to support another woman, and you are a man, that's mansplaining. Men do not tell women how to support other women. What you are doing is ripping down women in attempt to support other women. And it makes no sense, and it's mansplaining. If men want to try to tell other men how to support women, I hope they're educated in the matter and that they do that. But don't ever go to women and tell them how best to support another woman or that they're not supporting other women. Because you don't know, and it's mansplaining. And you have no idea how it works. So that is my message to you guys, and I will leave it at that a little bit, but maybe that speaks to some of you guys, and maybe that gives some of you guys things to think about. I hope so. We're back into the Streamlabs before we get out of here. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Let's see what's up. Glenn Caesar, my dude, Zen Glenn, he says, I hope you remember to say yourself, I'm kind, I'm caring, I'm fully unique, I'm good people, I'm worthy, my story is important, so it should be seen and heard. Being kind, caring, and fully unique makes me humane, valuable, and a cozy fire to be near. Hopefully, you live in serenity and truly get to see, feel, and perceive yellow-colored and green-colored energies. Nope, sparkles. Manifesting happiness, joy, and healing your days to day-to-day life, today, tomorrow, and beyond. You're good people and inspiration and ultimate treasure. Thank you, Glenn, for that. Thank all of you guys for being here. I am going to get out of here. I can't reiterate this enough. Be kind to yourself during this time. Feel what it is you're feeling. Be patient with your own thoughts and feelings and emotions. And I really, really hope that we are able to get through all this together. I think that we can. My heart is with all of our trans youth. My heart is with Ukrainian people and the Russian protesters who are fighting their government. And I will be back. I'm not sure when. I know not. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe not. I'll tweet about it. Depends on when I have things to say and how I'm feeling. I'm trying to be kind to myself right now. But definitely I'll be back within a few days. This is not going to be another hiatus time. Unless something else atrocious happens. But I don't think so. All right. Much love, my friends. Stay safe. Stay sane. Put down the toilet seat and lid. You don't want those perflumes. I hope you said this to yourself. Make your bed. It's an important one. Brett Miles Jonathan. Arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor. Don't trend with the Holocaust. Oh, Brandy said she sent a Streamlabs. Let's check it out. Coming in from Lady Dog. She did. She said, good to see you back, girly. Love and miss you. I love and miss you too, honey. I've been in Alabama for the last month. I know I saw your pictures. A lot of things happened, but I'm happy right now. XOXO, much love. I'm happy you're happy. Jake Yacovetta says, Brandy's still here in Alabama. I'm just hoping she doesn't show up at my house and stab me before she leaves. Okay, but I know that's in a friendly way. Okay. All right. Goodbye. Goodbye to all. To all a goodbye. And just for now, I'll talk to you soon. Later.